Need to do that. And we still have food here. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California, and we've got a massive storm that's coming in. And what am I doing right now? I am going through and kind of doing a check to see what needs to be done, and she's screaming. It hasn't even started yet. The first thing I need to do is go through all the feeders. A lot of the hummingbird feeders out here that are hanging in the open will be taken down. There's a little bit of food in here. Anything that doesn't have a cover, you know how I've been showing you for years how to make covers. If it doesn't have a cover, it's coming down. The ones in the window are going to stay. Sorry about that. They're all going to stay because they're under shelter, and these are under shelter. So what is the thing you do when you have a massive storm? Well, the first thing I've been doing is kind of finishing up on the deck. Things that were loose because they say we're going to get a lot of wind. I don't know if I should start over. I've been doing that. And the next thing you do is put on the sloppiest clothes you've got, because when this storm starts, you're going to want to know you're not in any good clothes at all. And the first thing you're going to do after you go out and you're sopping wet and dirty, you're going to go and change, because I've been doing that. We just had a storm. It lasted a couple days. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but this one, they're calling it a river. And we are in an area that could get some flooding. We've got different issues in this area. Of course, when I bought the property, they said, no, you're fine. And now they've kind of changed that up. So we will be aware of the property. Gary's been looking for loose things. I'll show you a real spin on the deck, some of this stuff, and I'll show you something else I've got. It may be good for you if you're in a rainy area. Let me show you this. I picked this up from Dollar Tree. This is a hat in the party section. And the only thing I'm going to do with this now is later on when I'm done with everything, I'm going to take my soldering iron out and I'm going to make some holes. And I'm going to put elastic under there or a ribbon or something so I can tie it on. Let me tell you something. I've been using this for all the rainstorms, and for $1, this does the trick. And my head is dry, but my clothes are wet. So that works really good. But yes, I've been kind of tightening everything up. I'm going to close this up because I don't want this to flood. And I set up some more walking onions, and anything that seemed like it could fly is already fixed up. The lighting has been fixed. And another thing Gary did was he went all across here and he put on new Christmas lights. Didn't matter if they were working or not. We are not going to plug them in. It's for the hummingbirds because they love to go under the eaves of the house in massive storms. So it's now got Christmas lights all the way, and then later on they can nest in them. They're already nesting. So though we're just in the beginning of February, they're already having nests, and they started about a month ago. So we're kind of an early spring. Even this storm coming through, we're not going to drop down in the 30s. The lowest I heard would be about 45, and that's still good. So I haven't gotten to my ginger yet. I'll probably do that later. This canopy will come off later. Oh, that's got water in it. I don't think he knows that. I didn't even know that. From the last storm. Yeah, I'll have to let Gary know. So we'll take a quick spin outside and we'll be done with that. We'll be safe. I don't know if we'll come on live during it. I'll see. But that's what we're doing today, is running around and getting last minute things done. Zoe, what are you going to do when the storm comes? The rest of it, there's not much else I can do. The ginger, I'm debating if I'm going to dump the rest that I haven't gotten to. Now the thing is, I moved some of them in the back because some of it is sheltered and some of it is not. But it's not a cold rain, it's just a rain. Like I said, we'll get down at night into the 40s, but what really wiped out a lot of stuff last year is we got into the 30s. So all in all, I think everything will be fine here. The tool, the wind's going to blow through the tool. It's clipped on. I don't need to do anything with that on the dish pans. That's just to keep insects out. So I have super clean, fresh vegetables. You've seen them. I've been harvesting like mad. We had a big salad yesterday. So everything there is doing really good. Nothing needs to be done here. I think the main reason I wanted to come on and say something is if we lose power or internet, I won't be able to post anything. And I don't know what's going to be. But all in all, this will flood. We know that. Gary has moved some of the vehicles around in different places where he knows he can get out, because if this goes underwater, we can't move. So he's got different places that are easier to move the vehicles, because there were times we all got stuck. This is left from the other day. As you can see out there, everything looks fine. I still have the whole table of turmeric to get to. This will get really nice and wet. This will be really great for all the plants. And here, I haven't done anything with the dog crate, the dog kennel, I should say. Somebody asked me. No, not yet. I'm waiting till closer to spring. Here, everything will be fine. And the gazebo last time with the really bad storm made it through. It's kind of sheltered, so I'm not going to worry about it. So I think we're good here. This stuff, if it blows away, it better blow far away, and then it'll be nice and clean. No, we're good. I mean, we can step out during the rainstorm and see, and if something needs to be taken care of course, we'll do that right away. But I'm just going to leave things be. The pepinos will be fine. Everything's going to be fine. And that's about it here. And then, let's see, the bird garden is the only thing that needs really changing up. But it was just in case you didn't hear from us. I mean, I can't go live if we have no service. I don't know what could or could not be knocked out. It could go as long as Thursday. And today is Saturday. It's supposed to start tonight. Oh, some of my colors look, well, you know why this colored tree is going? Because of the tote. It's an 18-gallon tote. It's been growing in there. The roots did not go anywhere, and now it's fizzling out. But I'm going to do a ton of cuttings, and I keep doing cuttings because these are just gorgeous. So I'll keep going. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to start fresh. I'm going to have hopefully tree colored all the way across like I did there. I'll just do some more there, but so I'm not worried about that. And that is basically it. And like I was saying, we have 2 fountains that are electric. The rest are solar. You saw the solar still running on my deck. They'll be shut off. They don't need it on at all. What else will be going on here? And then we will be moving a lot of the feeder trays on the chairs here, which is underneath this thing we had built this past summer, and it worked out fantastic. So if you can, let me step back so you can see it, because I was really excited about this. This was my idea and I wanted this done. Look at that. So now I've got a full sheltered area. I can put all the bowls on chairs. I can put some on the ground. Now some of the bowls I'm going to leave because they have holes. And those have holes in them. As long as there's holes, we could still step out if there's a break in the rain, put some seeds out there, and it doesn't matter if the seed is wet, as long as it's not underwater. And we still continued to feed in the last storm, and they came and they fed. A bowl like a ceramic one like this? No, there's no, I actually should put a hole in there. There's no hole in there, so no use putting any food in that once it starts to rain. I've been leaving this tote open. It's a composting tote, and feeding them on top. That doesn't have holes, probably won't feed them there. They'll just come here. As you can see, they've already wiped these 3 bowls out, and we'll move more of the bowls here. So it's more of a heads up. We've got this massive storm. You've probably all heard about it on YouTube, on the news, and everything. I'm not worried about it. I'm just worried if I can't come on for some reason, because we've lost our phone service too. So even if I tried to come on with, let's say, Spectrum, and just to say, hey, we're fine, I may not be able to do that because Spectrum has gone down, both the internet, the phone service. I don't know. They did say to get anything that you've got battery operated, charged. So we'll get all our phones charged today. And that's another thing. We could run out of electricity. Let me step out. Isn't that beautiful, the view? So we'll have everything charged. I have my power banks. You know how that is. Those really good 300 watt ones and 200 watt. I've been trying to figure out for days what bird that is. It was in Gary's garden during the garden tour. It's been in my garden and I haven't seen it. We thought it was a spotted towhee, but I can't see him, so I don't know who's making that beautiful song. It could be anybody. Hopefully I'll catch a glimpse of him before he disappears. But as I was saying, it was just in case. I'm sure we'll be fine. We're watching out for our neighbors are watching out for us, and it's just in case you don't hear from us. I'll try to leave comments if I can through my phone. And if I can't, I can't. And if I can go live, if it's really bad, or I can come on live, I'll let you know what's going on. I don't know. And it might fizzle out to be nothing. We could end up with just a good soaking that all the plants around here, all the trees, all the brush are going to appreciate. All of Gary's fig leaf gourds down there would just appreciate a big rainstorm, and maybe that's all that will be. But they're being prepared. San Diego flooded on the last one really bad. I actually saw pictures of somebody I know literally missed his house in less than a block, and the neighbors were all underwater. And because his house was slightly elevated, his block, it missed it, but you could step out his door and see the rushing water. So we'll see what happens, starting, they say, tonight, and then it's going to go on till possibly Thursday. It's supposed to be enough rain in those few days for more than 6 months. Of course, 6 months when? 6 months last year? Not last year. We had a lot of rain last year. You know, I guess it's the average rainfall. They're saying we'll get about 6 months of rain in a matter of a few days. So everybody, stay well. I'll keep you posted. I'm sure we'll be fine. And as you can see so far, it's the calm before the storm. Is that what they call it? But we've been just kind of tidying up, and like I said, worst clothes, so I can just run outside, not worry about what I have to roll into, and then we'll get what needs to be done. But all in all, I think we're tidied up pretty good. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. I hope this stays calm.
So as soon as I was done with this, I left my camera running. I turned around and I started going through some of the ginger and some of the turmeric. Actually, we had eaten what I harvested already, and I figured just to play it safe, I'll bring a little bit more in. So I did end up going through 1 container of ginger, and I had a lot in there. I was really excited. And 1 container of turmeric. Both of them looked perfect. So our weather hasn't been too cold, so it didn't rot or anything. And actually, if the weather continued in the direction it's going, I could leave all that and it will continue to grow. Or I should say it would stay dormant perfect until the weather warms up. But I'm changing it up anyways, and I'm telling you, you did not want to hear me gibberish away on what I was doing. So I figured I would just cut that out. But here I only did 1 container. I looked through the other stuff, but it worked out really good. I got quite a bit from just that. So I ended up going into the garden and collecting some tree-colored leaves, the green one. And then I packed up all my turmeric, which was quite a bit in 1 container only, and the ginger, because I am baking tree-colored tonight for dinner.
All right, I think we're good for today, and I'm going to go get that in. So I hope you enjoyed this. I didn't waste your time, but there's just so many things. I'm going to go ahead this coming year, and I'm going to be growing a lot of ginger in that, because ginger spreads. It goes a little bit down, but turmeric grows down. Watch my other videos. I even show how it grows. And when you know how something grows, you learn more on how you want to plant it. Because you can go even in a smaller pot. With turmeric, if you wanted to, a small pot, because it will just grow down. But with ginger, there's a whole bunch of things to know about ginger, because it likes that pushing. It wants to fight, and it wants to grow, and it will fill the whole top. But I think if I went and did it a little bit different, I may get a whole lot more during that time. It also depends on our weather. We had a very cold start last year to spring. We weren't even planting stuff. We didn't even get that much watermelon. Normally I grow watermelon all over the place, and it was so cold, it didn't warm up until the middle of summer, that we lost a lot of time. Not by not planting. I had the plants, but they were stunted because they didn't get the right temperature. So that's a lot of things to think about. It's not your fault. Mother Nature changes things all the time. Now it looks like we're going into an early spring. If we continue to stay 45 at night and slowly creep into 50, this will all start taking off. And this can grow early, where last year, I don't think a lot of this was growing until July. This could start growing in June, and even that extra month. Having the right climate and temperature will make a difference. So every year is different. It's exciting because we never know what's going to do good and what's not going to do good, and we try again next year. So with that, have a wonderful day again, and don't forget, wow, to eat what you grow. And I eat this like a carrot. I'll break a piece off and eat it. It is so good. And it's good for you too.
So as soon as I was through with my ginger, turmeric, and doing this video, just before I uploaded it to YouTube, I went ahead and I found a piece of elastic,
And you can see I'm cutting it to make some points. It's the easiest thing to do, especially when you have a soldering iron. And I plugged it in, heated up my soldering iron. All I need are 2 holes. Much easier than trying to drill. You're not going to drill a plastic hat. But you could use a hot needle or a hot nail, but then you've got to go heat that up on the stove. Look at that. A knot, and I kind of know how big I need it, but I'm going to leave extra so I can adjust it, and I can always cut it later. So it's always better to go bigger than smaller. And let me tell you something. That is perfect. I wish I would have bought 2 hats, but then I only have 1 head. And there it is. And I went outside, and we're just starting to get a little drizzle, and my hat's not going to blow away.